Um, this morning, I don't have a guitar. If you have watched some of my other live streams, and next week I'll have the guitar again, and I will be getting back to learning some songs. We're going to start some Valentine songs next week. But we're at the end of the month of January, and I wanted to talk through some things that have helped me learn guitar, or help me push through obstacles, because um, a lot of times going into the beginning of the year we make resolutions or things that we want to do this year, and by the end of January we realize that either we're frustrated by what we've done so far, or worse yet, we just haven't done anything at all because we haven't found the time. So I'm going to talk through a couple of things that have worked with me, not only with guitar, but with a couple of other things. I was I got into running a couple of years ago, and I was never much of a runner, and so I know what it's like to start something um, that you don't like, or is hard, or takes a lot of motivation to get you going. So I'm going to talk through some of the things that have helped me, and maybe they'll help you. And I have it laid out in this course that I made about a year ago, called the 10-day boot camp. I am going to revamp that course. Honestly, I did not like the way that I laid it out. What I really want to do in the future is, right now it's up, you can grab it. What I really want to do in the future is make it more of an experience that we do together. So 10 days where I find the time to do a live stream. We're actually going through it as a group. So if you are interested in some quick tips, sign up for that. I'm going to be editing it this week, and so you can go ahead and get that, and get signed up for my newsletter. And one of the things I'm going to do is start gearing some of my newsletters towards just giving you those tips, rather than it being in the course. And also, the course is going to ask you to send me your 5 songs. So if you're working on anything right now, you can send it to me through the course, or you can just comment below the things that you're working on. And um, when I'm able to, I like to get those videos out. I like to know what you guys are learning, and I like to help you by posting the videos that you want to see. Um, so it's the end of the month, and there's a lot of things that can happen that can get in the way of us reaching our goals, or finding even time for our goals. Actually, time is probably one of the hardest things to find for our goals. And with guitar, we may have set even a practice goal, like I'm going to practice this many hours a week, or I'm going to practice this many whatever a week. So time is a big thing, and if you're watching this, you've probably fallen short of whatever goal you had set. And so when we practice guitar, one of the things that I have learned over the years is um, it is good to carve out time. So if you can find a time, with me lately, the only time that I can really find to really get my videos done, so all of the videos I do now um, are shot for the most part at 5 in the morning, 5 to 6 in the morning, maybe 6:30. Um, Early in the morning, that's when I do that. It's the time that I've found that works for me. Now, every morning when I get up, I don't always make videos for that hour. I do other things like record videos. I edit videos. And sometimes I don't get up at the like right at 4:45, which is what my alarm's set for, and I don't get working. So what my suggestion is, if you've had a hard time meeting your time goals, just throw your time goals out the window and worry more about actually practicing guitar, whether that's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. But carve out whatever time you can and then just bang out a song. And that being said, you need to have some sort of an environment. Like if you're at your house, I mean, if you have the ability to bring your guitar to work, that might be a good place to have it, to get that time in. um, but one of the other things with playing guitar is just have an environment, like have it inviting, so that everything that you need is already there. So instead of putting your guitar in a case, leave it out. Have a stand for it, put it, don't hide it, like have it be seen, let it be seen, right? Have it right in the room where you're looking at it all the time. um, Not necessarily to taunt you, it's probably what it's going to feel like right now, but to more or less just remind you that this is something that you wanted to do. And just keep in mind that it doesn't matter how much time you put in, it just matters that you put in a little bit of time. Um, and with the time, one of the other things that I feel like we run into, and I run into as well, is finding what to play. Um, and so one day, probably the biggest bulk of your time at the beginning is making a list of songs that you want to learn. And I do mean a list. If you pick one song and you only have one song and you go to learn it, and there's something challenging about it, and so you practice it one day, you find out it's challenging, you can't get any further, you go there a second day, you still challenging, you can't get any further, you go there a third day, still challenging, and each time your practicing is getting shorter and shorter. So if you have more than one song, and especially more than one song from different artists, different styles, if you can, um, or different techniques, even things that you're actually doing something a little bit differently. So if you have a different song to go to, it's going to help your practice be a little bit more fun, a little bit less draining, and so that can also help you with finding the time. But you do have to spend that a pretty decent chunk of time, unless you just have 5 to 10 songs that are just ready to go right at the beginning. um, then uh, so once you get those songs, then you can kind of cycle through them so that you're not playing one song over and over and over again. So with one 5 minute practice session, you do one song. With one 10-minute practice session, you do another song. And you just keep cycling through them. And then finally, one of the other things that I feel like can, in that same vein, is knowing when to stop. Sometimes we hear perfect practice makes perfect, and we hear, you've there are so many expectations that are set online, we've heard in school, and it's okay to mess up. It's okay to not get it right. It's okay to not get it right day after day after day. The thing that people don't tell you, though, is sometimes it's good to just set it aside. And that's the other reason that it's really good to have songs to cycle through. So you sit this song aside, do something else, come back to it later. And a lot of times when I've done that, things that I could not do the first time, I just could do when I came back. Um, Sometimes it takes your muscles, your muscle memory, that amount of time just to figure things out. And the other upside of just stopping is if you are playing it wrong, muscle memory works both ways. So if you are training your fingers to play it wrong, it's better to just stop and come back when one, you're not frustrated, when two, you're fresh, because by that time your fingers are probably tired. So that's the other reason that it's really good to have that cycle of songs. um, and then the last suggestion I would have is if you're going through this alone, if you're trying to learn guitar alone, there's so many tips that I can like. I'm trying to bring the video to an end. So I think I'm gonna have to come back and do a little bit more later. But um, the last thing is to find somebody to um, do these songs with. That's one of the reasons that, like I said, I'm revamping the 10-day boot camp is because um, I don't want it to be an individual journey anymore. I want us to work together as a group, and it actually in the boot camp it does say to find a friend. That's one of the tips that's in there. But I want to make it more of a course where that is the idea from the beginning. So find somebody that is interested in some of these same songs. And so maybe now instead of 5 songs, you have 10 songs, but you guys are working on them together. And you're sharing ideas and you're learning together. And that's going to make practicing easier, more fun. And it's okay if you guys get together and don't ever practice sometimes, but it's bringing you've got to find something about playing guitar that inspires you and makes you excited to pick it up. And that's what it's all about. It's got to be something that not that you have to do, but that you want to do. And sometimes at the beginning it's hard to get to that point, but hopefully if you take some of these tips by thinking through the things you want to do to begin with, not not boxing yourself into a certain amount of time, stopping before you get so frustrated that you're ready to quit, and then just adding a friend into the mix or a few friends, a group of people. Hopefully that will help you get unstuck and help you to achieve your goals on guitar. If I can help with that, guys, just let me know. Sign up for that course and the 10-day boot camp. It is not linked in the description below at the moment, but it will be. And what that course at least does, it'll give you a couple of tips. Like I said, I'm going to revamp it, but it'll give you a couple of tips, but it will also give you more access to me. It's going to ask you to do 5 songs, to list 5 songs you'd like to learn and send it to me. I read those emails. I will respond to you, and once I'm able, I will actually send you some help. And once I revamp the course, that's going to happen live. So um, after I get those 5 songs, I'm going to immediately send them, I mean, as immediately as I can, send you some tips and do some videos back to you. But like I said, I've got to find the time to do that. So I hope that I can get that out to you soon. I hope this video helped. Click the subscribe button, leave any requests below if you would like those. And Monday, I'm gonna start back with the guitar and we're going to do some love songs. Have a good day.